Hey everyone, recently I needed a large group of drones flying together for one of my projects. I found a great way to do this, so I made it this tutorial for you. Today I will show you two different methods, first using blueprints and then using the Niagara system for a more natural movement. The best part is you can use this same trick for your other projects too. For example, you can easily create a large group of flying birds for a cinematic scene or multiple spaceship for a sci-fi video. So let's get started. As you can see, I found a drone model here, so I will download it from here. Next, I imported it into Maya. Look, I have combined all the materials into this single mesh so we don't face any issues in Unreal. I'm also separating the drone blades and I have kept their center pivot exactly in the middle. Now I will select everything, go to File, then Export Selection and export it as FBX. Make sure that embed media is turned on and the type should be binary. After that, hit export. Next, I will go to Unreal and create a folder. Inside it, I will create a level and here I turn on the lighting to set up the scene. Now I will click on import and bring in the model that I exported. So here all the models plus the materials have been imported. Now I am dragging the model into the viewport. Next I will create a new folder where my main model will be the one I originally downloaded. I will import that as well just to get the material because I won't be making all the materials from scratch. Next I will create another folder where my blueprints will be. So right click again, go to the blueprint class and I will take a blueprint. I will give it a name. Now add a static mesh from add. My drone body will be here. Now I will assign my drone body into the static mesh. Then I will take another static object from add. This will hold my drone blades. So I will select one blade, then I will assign it. After that I will duplicate it for the second blade. Again I will go to the content browser and assign the other drone blade. Then I will go to my blueprint folder again and take another blueprint class. I will click on actor and I will give it a name. Since I will need multiple drones, that's why I created this blueprint. Now I will go to the construction script and from the execution pin of this construction script, I will go to for loop. Now I will set the first index to 1 and for the last index I will enter the number of drones I want. So I will initially apply 100. Then from the loop body's execution pin I will search for add child actor component. Here I will select the blueprint I created earlier. Go to the search box and type the name of the previous drone blueprint, single drone. Now from this execution pin I will connect set relative transform and you have to connect the return value of the child actor to the target of the relative transform. After that, right click and take another node random point in bounding box, connect its return value to the new transform, so it will automatically convert from vector to transform. Now I will go to its half size and input the values, meaning how much they will spread on the x-axis, the y-axis or the z-axis. After entering these values I will click on compile, then I will drag and drop the drone loop into the Unreal viewport. See, a lot of drone have appeared. Now I will go inside the main drone blueprint and apply the materials. So I open the static mesh of the drone's body. After opening it, I will assign the materials one by one. Now I will create another material for the drone blades. I won't give this drone blade any manual animation. I will rotate the drone on its own axis using the material. This can be an interesting topic, so watch this part carefully. This process will be grateful to you in many cases. First, I will connect the main textures of the drone blade, meaning the base color, roughness and normal map. I am first forwarding this part a bit because you are already familiar with this step. Now I will right click in the empty space and take the time node. I will multiply this node, and on the B value I will right click and choose promote to parameter. I will name it speed. After naming it, I will set a value of 10 here. Now right click again, take the rotate about axis node, and I will connect the multiply output pin to the rotation angle. Along with that, I will press 3 to take a constant vector. Since our drone will rotate on the Z axis, I will give Z value of 1. Now I will connect its output pin to the rotation axis. Next, I will take the object position node and connect its pin to the pivot point, and I will take a world position node and connect to position. After that, I will connect the rotation about axis output pin to the world position offset. See, it is rotating in the material preview. Now I will create an instance of this master material, and I will apply this instance to the blade. So look, the blades are rotating beautifully with this. I didn't even have to do any manual animation. It was drawn purely using nodes. It was done purely using nodes. Now I will go back to the loop blueprint and add some value to the Z axis of the random point so that the drones are scattered around up and down as well. Now I will take a sequencer for the animation. You can give it any name. After naming it, I will add a camera into the scene, and I will set up the camera just the way it is normally done. Now I will split the viewport into two. I will work in one view and watch the camera angle in the other. Next, I selected the blueprint and drag it into the sequencer, and from the plus button I clicked on transform since I want to move this from one place to another. Now I add a keyframe on the very first frame and went to the last frame. Actually, let me first set the position on the first frame itself. Then on the last frame, I move the drone forward, and as you can see, a keyframe is placed automatically. Even so, I will manually add a keyframe. Then I select all the keyframe, right click and set them to linear so that it move forward at a linear speed. See, the drone is moving forward, but the problem here is that it doesn't look natural at all. The reason is that all the drones are moving together in exact same way. There is no randomization in the animation. Anyway, this is one process, but for what I am trying to achieve, I need to try a different process. I can achieve my desired output using Niagara effects. First of all, I will create a folder. Now right click, go to the Niagara system, and I will click on empty Niagara system. I will give it a name and press enter to open it. Now right click, go to add emitter, and from the choose completely empty. Now first of all, I will go to the render section and add a mesh renderer. There under meshes, I will assign my drone's body. Next, I will click on emitter update and click on spawn brush. instantaneous. It's showing a warning here, so I will click on fix issue, and in the spawn count I will set it to 100. Now I will go to the particle spawn and right click on initialize particle, then click on the plus icon again and select shift location. Now you can see all the drones in the viewport like this. From here I will click on box or plane, and I will increase the box size so that the drones spread out all around. After that I will click the plus icon in particle update and click on solve force and velocity, and I will add another curl noise force. Click on the noise strength drop down and select random range float so that I can provide minimum and maximum values, and I will do the same for noise frequency. Now I will drag the Niagara system into the viewport. So look at all the drones have appeared here and they are moving randomly as well. But the problem here is that they are respawning randomly over and over again. So I will go back to the Niagara system, go to emitter state and change the life cycle mode to self and set the loop behavior to once. Then it will spawn only once. Along with that I need to increase the timing, so I will click on initialize particle and increase the lifetime, setting it to 50. Now look, it won't respawn repeatedly, and because the timing is increased it will stay on the screen for a long time. Now since the drones are scattering too much, I will reduce the curl noise value a bit in Niagara system, but the same thing it still happening. Now I will click on particle update again and add drag. I will increase the drag value a bit. Now look, the drones are fixed and steady. They are not wandering here and there anymore. I will adjust the shape location a bit to spread them out nicely to each other. Now another problem is that I cannot move the drones forward according to my scene. So I will go back to the Niagara system, click on properties and check local space from here. This will allow me to move it around. Now I will drag the Niagara system into the sequencer, click on its plus icon and add transform. I will add a keyframe here and move it slightly out of the camera view. Then I will go to the end, move it down as much as I want. Select the keyframes and set them to linear. Now I am playing it and look, it is moving from the place to another, but it is moving very fast. So to slow it down I will take a keyframe from the middle and move it all the way to the end. That will slow it down. However, I want the drones to have a slightly more floaty feel, so I will go to the Niagara system again and increase the curl noise a bit. Now playing it again, see, it is working pretty well. I will also increase the noise frequency a little bit. Now the problem is that the blade are not attached here, so I need to add the blades. Now I brought the 3 static object into the viewport. I will select the blade, go into its material and set the rotation speed to 0. Notice one thing, the blade pivot point is exactly in the center. Because of this, if I add it inside the Niagara particle, it won't rotate on its own axis, but rather around the drone's axis, which won't be right. So I will fix its pivot point and bring it to its center. I will switch from selection mode to modeling mode and click on edit pivot here. Click this, I will use the arrow to drag the pivot point to the middle. Once the pivot point is adjusted properly, I will click accept and I will fix the second blade in the exact same way. Now I will go back into the Niagara system, click the plus icon in the render again, add a mesh render and assign these blades again. The blades have appeared in the middle. I need to fix this, so I will click the index drop down, go to position offset and enter the value. By inputting these values, I will place the blades in their proper position. They are correctly placed now. Then I will set the speed back to normal as it was before. Look here, the drone is in the right place and the blades are moving. The blades movement has become too fast here, so I will slow it down a bit. Now look, it is working perfectly. Next I will delete them from the viewport since I don't need them anymore. So now the drone blades in my Niagara system are working perfectly. As you can see here, my scene is now completely finished. That's it for today. We have successfully built a fully functional swarm using both blueprints and Niagara. If this tutorial helped you out, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments what you want to learn next. See you in the next video.